So hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to do a focusing regrease on this lens. It is a Nikkor 50mm 1.4, and then we're talking about the AES version that you recognize because of the orange 16. And then here I don't have stiff focusing, it actually moves, but then the grease is gone, for what reason I don't know. And then if I put it next to the microphone, this is the noise it makes. It is awful. So what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble the lens to access the helicoids, which are the things that do the focusing, and then we're going to clean them and put new grease. So let's start by disassembling the lens. This is very simple. You will need a J00 screwdriver. I think the J0 also works. Let's try with the J0. Okay, and then with these 3 screws gone, we can remove the bayonet. Then we're going to remove the aperture ring that you just simply need to pull. And then here we need to remove this part that you see here, that actually guides the motion of the one I am moving right now, that works on the diaphragm. Here we go, the part is gone. Now we're going to take away this part, and then usually the spring is in this position, like I just put it, and then you simply need to release it, and then with that you will be able to unscrew this part, which takes a flat screwdriver. And then with that part gone, we still need to remove the 2 parts that are here, but then just let's go for a second to the front, and then you will find a set screw that is here. You simply need to get it loose, not remove it, and then with that you should be able to unscrew this guy. And then I am doing this because I need, and then I want to have a clear view on the front. And then you see here there's a mark. I will tell you what's that mark for in a few seconds. So right now let's just remove these parts. Okay, and then these parts I just remove are the ones that make the linear motion of the optical block when you rotate the focusing ring. And then here I remove that, so this thing is actually free to move. And then what we're going to do now is to, okay, let's take this screw, this spring away. It's bothering me a bit. So what I'm going to do is to take it all the way loose, and then with that, okay, and then you may notice that I was at infinity when I disassembled this. So, and then the infinity guarantees that these screws, well, these holes, are aligned with this, and then there's actually one good position that provides focusing at infinity, and then this assembles. Okay, and then Now I'm going to unscrew the optical block, and then here at this point it's separated from the rest of the body, and then here I made previously a mark. So when you are disassembling and then you feel, you release the two elements. So please take a reference. I am taking this point as reference, and then I am making mark, and then that will indicate me the position where I need to reassemble when I'm going to put the lens back together again. So I have this element, so this is half of the helicoid, and then you have the other half here, and then it is no surprise, it's extremely dirty, and then there is no grease at all there. We'll keep disassembling, and then here on the lens we're going to take away these 3 screws. That are going to let me do this. So I am releasing this ring here, from the rest, and then what I can do here, just to make sure I'm not going to change fundamentally my lens, is to make a mark. Okay, and then as you can see, the lens, it is extremely dirty, so we're going to take care of that as well. We're going to clean it. So I make a mark here, and then just to be 100% sure, I make another one there. Okay, so this guy here, you can see it has a small bump here, and then that goes into this slot, and then this is when you do the rotation that blocks the motion, the whole thing. That means that this element here, I can just simply unscrew it. Okay, and then I need to figure the direction out, and then it is this guy here, which is also without any grease at all. There is grease, but it is dry. I can smell the fall smell of old and dry grease. Okay, and then here I did the same thing as before. It's separated about here, so I will make a mark so not to be confused. I make an X, and then the other one is just a line, and that's the position I should be when I will be at infinity. So, okay, oh, it smells bad. Okay, so these two parts are the ones that we're going to clean principally, which are the ones in which the grease is very dry, and then we're going to do a cleaning also on these parts as well. Here I am back and ready to start the cleaning. I have here the 3 parts that I'm going to clean. Obviously I'm not going to do the 3 of them at the same time. So let's start with the optical block. Here we need to be a bit careful, because obviously we don't want to put solvent or anything else on the glass surfaces. Okay, so what we're going to do, I have here a toothbrush, and then I will need a solvent just to remove the old grease, and then to clean here I brought some toilet paper sheets. So I open, and then I'm going to use lighter fluid to dissolve the old grease. You can use gasoline, barbecue gas, all those things work more or less, but then the lighter fluid is the choice I have because it works really nice. And then easy thing, you simply put a bit and then you brush, and then it goes away almost immediately. And then, since there wasn't a lot of grease to start with, this is rather quick. So you can have also the opposite case, in which the grease has become sticky, and then procedure is exactly the same, but then you will have a lot more grease, because here you see it comes out rather clean. Then the center part, and then the dirtiest, and then here we need to be a bit careful because we made some marks that you have here, and then we don't want to erase them because otherwise we will be a bit lost when reassembling this guy. So again, toothbrush. So as we can see here, there is some wear out due to the fact that the grease was completely gone and dry, so there is some wear in this part. But then, good thing we intervened this, we're going to stop it. And then here we have the last part. So I will finish that off the camera because, as you saw, it is extremely simple. I am back, the parts are clean, and then now we're going to start reassembling the lens, and then at the same time we're going to put new grease here on the helicoids. I took advantage also to clean this part. So how we do this? First thing, we need to go again to the position we want. Then now it goes in rather smoothly. And then this is the grease I use. It is SKF LG2, and then this is just the quantity of the tube. Is really good. If you don't find it, try to find another lithium grease, which NGLI2 I think is, well, not written here, but this I know, and then a lithium based grease. So, and then here what I do is I just put small bits, a bit somewhere, everywhere. Okay, I think I did enough back and forth motions, so I think the grease might be spreaded by now. And then it feels already a lot smoother, and then I think that by cleaning I made the silly mistake of erasing my marks, but then no, I can still see them here, barely, but here they are. You can also do permanent marks, but then I don't know, this is something I don't really like to do. Okay, so this is the first part, and then what we can do now is to put this ring again, which I haven't cleaned. Then here I can do it quickly. And then the liquid I use it to clean the other part is isopropyl alcohol, which evaporates quickly, and then here this cloth I am using still has some isopropyl alcohol on it. So part is clean now, and then we come here, and then I'm going to screw this part at the position of infinity as before. And then you can see this is not a very complicated task, it just takes a lot of care. And then if you follow what I'm doing here, you should be good. Okay, now it feels super good, and then let me put next to the mic. Okay, still making some dry noise, but probably some additional motions will make it smoother. Okay, so we are next to it. So what I can do now is to put some grease before putting the optical block. Okay, here you go. I'm just going to spread it with the nozzle, because I don't know where I put my tool. Here we're missing just a bit, so I put a bit more. Okay, so I added a bit of grease everywhere here, and then I come to the infinity position. I look for the mark I made, which I hope I didn't lost. Okay, it's here. It faded a bit, but then here we have it. So we take the reference we have here, which is the infinity, and then here we take a second reference. Here I'll take a bit of wiggling and playing until it gets in. Okay, here it is. Okay, here we go. Then we can start putting the parts. So here I'm very sure I am near the end. So this is right. Okay, so here we put the guides. So here now we can move this guy back and forth, and then as I do back and forth motions it gets smoother, so meaning the grease is spreading very well. So it feels nice now. So this guy here you always need to pay attention, because if you tie them in the wrong position you will get some additional friction. So here okay, and then so I'm going to tie them progressively. Okay, now it's perfect. So I'm going to finish tightening them, not too tight. Okay, super. Okay, so here you go. Just pay attention here that you're not pushing them around the walls, because you will be creating additional friction that you don't want, because you're going to feel it when you're focusing, which now is really smooth. Okay, so far so good. Now we're going to start putting the additional parts, and then let's start here by the lever here, that we need to make sure it takes the pin here. So I repeat, so you have here the diaphragm pin, and here and there is an opening for the pin, so I put it in. Then here on this screw there is two levels. There is one level where is the thread, and then the other one is just a cylinder in which this thing is going to pivot. So pay attention to that when you're putting the screw. So you need to make sure it's going to, the pivot is going to pivot on the pivot. So okay, so here I got it. So what you do is you tighten a bit, then you will feel some resistance, you do some motions, and then the cylinder is going to fit in, and then you can finish. Tighten, and then the cylinder is going to guarantee that you have a space, so this thing can pivot freely. Okay, here we have the guide for this guy here. Rather simple. Then here, when you're going to put the aperture ring, you have this small elastic part which is here, so, and then some slots here which are going to do the clicking sound, and then to do the position. So this gives the indication where to put the slots, so I know it's going to be here, and then you need to make sure the pin here is going to push on this ramp here, and then that means you have the aperture mechanism which is working. And then what I did, I pushed the aperture in and then I just move it here manually, so it let me put this ramp and then get the guys in contact. And we must not forget to arm the spring here, so we get a very reactive diaphragm. Okay, so here we put the bayonet. The cue for putting the bayonet is that you have the opening here, and then this small part for the aperture. So we are near done. We still have the front ring to put. So I have this guy, and then here you remember there was a set screw that is going to match a small dot that was here. So, and then I have it about A and P and made in Japan here. So that's going to be my cue. Just tighten a little bit. Then I just put the set screw in. And that's all. That's how you regrease a Nikkor 50mm 1.4 AES. Hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.